Welcome to Sleep Narratives for Moms. Take a deep breath and let the day slowly fade away. This is your quiet moment, a space made just for you. Here, every word is a whisper, every pause a gentle breath of calm. As the moon watches over you, allow your thoughts to settle, your heart to soften, and your body to rest. Tonight's story is waiting. A tender reflection meant to hold you and remind you. You are enough and you are loved. And now, as the night deepens and your breath grows slower, let's begin our story. There is a particular kind of silence that settles over the world in the hours after midnight, when most souls have surrendered to sleep but some. The mothers, the guardians, the keepers of small heartbeats remain awake. If you are one of them, sitting in the soft glow of a nightlight with a child nestled against your chest, or lying in the dark, listening to the rhythm of tiny breaths beside you, then this story is for you. It is a story that has been whispered from woman to woman across generations, carried on the wind like seeds, planted in the soil of weary hearts, waiting to bloom into understanding. Let yourself sink into these words now, as you would sink into warm water. Let your shoulders drop just a little. Let your jaw unclench. You are safe here in this moment. And what I have to tell you is something your body already knows, even if your mind has forgotten. It is a story about remembering, about finding your way back to an ancient knowing that lives in your bones, in your blood, in the way your arms curve instinctively around your baby without thinking, the way a bird knows to build its nest in spring. The story begins, as so many stories do, with a woman standing at a threshold between two worlds. The world she thought motherhood would be, and the world it actually is. She stands there in the half-light, swaying gently with a sleeping infant in her arms, and she wonders, am I doing this wrong? Am I failing? Why is this so much harder than I imagined? And in that wondering, in that doubt, she is already beginning to understand something important, though she doesn't know it yet. She is beginning to understand that the hardness she feels is not her weakness, but rather the resistance of a world that has forgotten how to hold its mothers, how to honor the work they do in the shadows while everyone else dreams. Let me tell you about her journey, this mother, because in telling her story, I am also telling yours and mine, and the story of every woman who has ever cradled new life against her heart and felt the weight of it, both burden and blessing, both exhaustion and ecstasy, braided together like sweetgrass, impossible to separate. She was born in winter, this woman whose story we are following, born into a world that was already forgetting. Her own mother and father loved her deeply, fiercely, in the only way they knew how, which was the way they had been taught, the way of schedules and separation, of closed doors and crying that eventually, inevitably, stopped. Not because the need disappeared, but because the small being behind the door learned, in the wordless language of survival, that no one was coming, that to cry was to waste precious energy, that to need was dangerous. This learning settled into her small body like sediment at the bottom of a river, layer upon layer, year after year, until she carried it with her into adolescence. Insomnia that kept her pacing in the dark hours, a fear of night so profound it felt like drowning, a sense of something missing that she could never quite name. Her parents saw none of this as connected to those early nights, those hours of crying alone. How could they? They had done what everyone said was right. They had followed the rules. They had been good parents, hadn't they? And yet here was their daughter, anxious and sleepless. And they didn't understand why. The years passed like water, flowing forward as years always do. And she grew, and she moved through the world carrying this unnamed ache. Until one day, one ordinary, extraordinary day, she found herself pregnant, and suddenly, everything she thought she knew began to crack open like an egg, like dawn breaking, like the earth splitting to let new growth through. She hadn't thought much about sleep, about babies, about what it would mean to be someone's mother. She imagined, vaguely, that babies simply slept when they were tired, that it would all be natural and easy, that her body would know what to do. And in this, at least, she was right. Her body did know. It was her mind, trained by years in a world that no longer trusted bodies, that no longer trusted women, that would need convincing. When her daughter was born, small and perfect and devastating in the way all newborns are devastating, their vulnerability like a wound, like a prayer, everything changed in an instant. The baby emerged from the warm darkness of her body into the harsh light of the hospital, and immediately, within minutes, hands began reaching, voices began insisting. "Let me take her. You need to rest. She'll be fine in the nursery. You need to recover." And something ancient and animal in the woman's chest began to scream, began to thrash, began to say in a voice that had no words but was no less clear, "No, no. She stays with me. She stays." This was the moment, the inflection point, the turning of the wheel. Because in that hospital room, holding her daughter against her chest, while nurses frowned and offered waivers to sign, the woman understood something fundamental, that she was being asked to do something that made no sense, something that contradicted every cell in her body, every instinct, every whisper of her DNA. Her baby had been inside her for 9 months, warm and safe, listening to her heartbeat, moving to the rhythm of her breath. And now, minutes after being born, she was supposed to just let strangers take her away? Put her in a plastic box under fluorescent lights alone? No, the woman said again, more firmly this time, and in that no, in that refusal, a door inside her began to open, slowly, letting light into rooms that had been dark for decades. In the days that followed, as she learned to nurse her daughter, as she held her through the night and felt the weight of her small body rise and fall with each breath, the woman began to search. She needed to know, was she crazy? Was her instinct wrong? Or was there something else, some other knowledge, some other way of understanding what babies need? And what she found in books and articles and research papers, in the words of scientists who had spent their lives studying infant sleep, was both devastating and liberating in equal measure. She learned that babies are born with only a quarter of their brain developed, that they need years of external support to finish the work that other mammals complete in the womb, and that during this time of vulnerability, their survival depends entirely on one thing: closeness. Not just physical closeness, but the kind of deep, continuous, skin-to-skin connection that allows a baby's nervous system to borrow calm from their mother's nervous system, to learn how to regulate, how to feel safe, how to exist in a body, in a world that is vast and strange and sometimes frightening. She learned that when babies cry at night, they are not being manipulative or demanding. They are simply doing what every baby has done for hundreds of thousands of years, calling out to make sure their mother is still there, still alive, still available to protect them from the dangers that, in the ancient past, lurked in every shadow. The baby's brain doesn't know that there are no longer predators in the dark. It only knows that separation means death, and so it fights separation with every ounce of strength it has. She learned that the advice she had been given, to put her baby in a separate room, to let her cry, to teach her to sleep, was not based on any understanding of infant biology, but rather on the opinion of a single man in the late 1800s who believed that responding to babies would spoil them, make them weak, turn them into what he called tyrants. This man, whose name doesn't matter because his ideas have been repeated so many times by so many people that they now seem like truth, had no science to support his claims. He simply believed that children needed to have their wills broken early, needed to learn that the world would not bend to accommodate their needs. And she learned something even more disturbing, that this approach to child rearing had been deliberately spread, deliberately encouraged by colonial powers who understood that if you wanted to control a population, you had to start by severing the bonds between mothers and children, because children who were held, who were responded to, who grew up in communities where everyone took care of everyone else, these children grew into adults who were connected to each other, to the land, to something larger than themselves. They couldn't be easily controlled, easily convinced to work in factories, easily separated from their families and communities to serve empires that needed workers more than they needed whole human beings. This knowledge landed in the woman's chest like a stone, heavy and cold. She thought about her own childhood, about the nights she had cried alone, about the way that loneliness had shaped her, had taught her that her needs were too much, that she was too much, that love was something you had to earn by being easy, by not asking for too much, by learning to comfort yourself. And she thought about her daughter sleeping on her chest, and she made a decision that felt both radical and utterly simple. This stops here. This ends with me. But knowing and doing, she quickly discovered, are not the same thing, because even as she held her daughter close, even as she nursed her through the night and felt the rightness of it singing in her blood, there were voices, so many voices, telling her she was wrong. Her pediatrician, who spent 20 minutes in medical school learning about infant sleep, told her that babies need to sleep alone to be safe. Her mother, well-meaning and worried, told her that she was creating a dependent child who would never learn independence. Her friends, exhausted from their own sleep training experiences, looked at her with something like pity or envy or both and said, "Just wait, you'll see. You can't keep this up forever." And late at night, in the darkest hours when her daughter woke for the third or fourth or fifth time, the woman would feel doubt creeping in like cold water, would feel herself wondering, what if they're right? What if I'm ruining her? What if I'm too tired to do this? What if I break? This is the place where so many mothers find themselves, caught between what their bodies know and what the world tells them, between instinct and instruction, between the ancient way and the modern way. It is a lonely place, a difficult place, a place where you question everything, including yourself. And it is here, in this place of doubt and exhaustion, that the woman needed most to hear what I am telling you now. What I wish someone had told her, what I hope you will carry with you into your own dark nights. You are not doing it wrong. Your baby is not broken. And neither are you. Let those words settle into you now, soft as snow, steady as stone. Feel them landing in your chest, in your belly, in the places where you hold your fears and your shame. You are not doing it wrong. Your baby is not broken, and neither are you. Say it again, slowly, until it starts to sound like truth, until it starts to sound like home. As the weeks turned into months, the woman began to notice things. She noticed that when her daughter slept beside her, their breathing fell into rhythm, synchronized like two pendulums hanging side by side, like waves meeting shore. She noticed that her own body flooded with warmth and peace when she nursed her daughter at night, a feeling she would later learn was caused by hormones, oxytocin and prolactin, nature's own medicine for mothers, designed to help them rest even in the midst of waking, designed to make the night work feel less like burden and more like blessing. She noticed that on the nights when she tried to do what everyone said she should do, when she tried to put her daughter down in a crib, when she tried to let her cry for even a few minutes, her own nervous system revolted. Her heart raced, her stomach clenched. Her body screamed at her to pick up the baby, to hold her, to make her feel safe. And she began to trust that this was not weakness or overprotection or inability to cope. This was wisdom. This was biology. This was the same force that had kept babies alive for millennia, long before there were sleep consultants and parenting books and Instagram accounts telling mothers how to ignore their own instincts. She also began to notice something that surprised her. She was tired, yes, but she wasn't collapsing. She wasn't falling apart. In fact, when she stopped fighting against the night wakings, when she stopped seeing them as interruptions to be eliminated and started seeing them as a natural part of caring for a young baby, they became easier. She learned to rest during the day when her daughter napped, not in frantic sleep, but in gentle, conscious rest, lying down with her baby on her chest, closing her eyes, breathing deeply, letting her nervous system settle without needing to fully sleep. She learned that sleep was only one piece of the puzzle, that what really drained her was not the waking itself, but the fear and guilt and constant second-guessing that came with it. She learned to pay attention to what she was putting into her body, not just food, though that mattered too, but everything. The news that made her anxious, the social media that made her feel inadequate, the conversations with people who drained her energy rather than replenishing it. She learned to be protective of herself, to guard her energy like the precious resource it was, to say no to things that didn't serve her or her baby, even when saying no felt uncomfortable, even when people were disappointed. And she learned something that felt almost radical in its simplicity. She learned to go outside. Every day, if she could manage it, she would wrap her daughter against her chest and walk through parks, along sidewalks, into the woods when she could find them. And she would feel something in her body shift and settle. Like puzzle pieces finding their right places, the sunlight on her face, the wind in her hair, the sound of birds and the smell of earth and the sight of sky stretching endlessly above her. Her body remembered something her mind had forgotten, that she was not separate from the world, that she was made of the same stuff as trees and rivers and stones, that her rhythms were meant to match the rhythms of day and night, light and dark, activity and rest. The more she did these things, the more she listened to her body, trusted her instincts, protected her energy, sought out nature and rest and gentle movement, the more she realized that the exhaustion everyone had warned her about, the collapse everyone said was inevitable, wasn't happening. She was tired, yes. Some days she was very tired, but she wasn't unraveling. She wasn't breaking. She was, in fact, discovering a kind of strength she didn't know she had, a resilience that seemed to come not from pushing through, but from softening into, not from fighting against her baby's needs, but from meeting them with her whole self. There were other mothers too, she discovered, women she met online or in parks or at quiet gatherings, women who were also doing this work in the night, also holding their babies close, also nursing on demand and sleeping side by side and choosing connection over convenience. These women became her lifeline, her mirror, her proof that she wasn't alone. They told her stories that made her weep with relief, stories of babies who didn't sleep through the night until they were 3 or 4 years old, who then grew into confident, independent children. Stories of mothers who had been told they were creating problems, who had been warned their children would never leave their beds, and whose children eventually did leave, peacefully, in their own time, with no trauma, no drama, just a natural unfolding. One woman told her, "My daughter slept with us until she was 4. Everyone said I was crazy. Everyone said she'd never be independent. She's 7 now, and she's the most self-assured kid I know. She's not clingy, she's confident, because she learned that her needs would be met, that she could trust us, that love didn't have conditions." Another said, "I used to think I had to make my baby fit into my life. But then I realized my baby is my life right now. This is the season for this, and it won't last forever. One day, I'll miss this, miss the weight of him in my arms, miss the way he needs me in the night. So I'm choosing to be present for it, even when it's hard." These words were like water in the desert, like light in darkness. They gave the woman permission to trust herself, to believe that what she was doing was not just okay, but beautiful, not just adequate, but sacred. Because this work of mothering, this work of responding to needs and offering comfort and holding space for another human being's vulnerability, this is the work that builds trust, that builds security, that builds the foundation for every relationship that child will have for the rest of their life. The woman learned that there was a name for this foundation, attachment. And she learned that attachment is not the opposite of independence, but rather its prerequisite. A baby who is held becomes a child who explores. A child who is responded to becomes an adult who trusts. The roots must go deep before the tree can grow tall, and the roots are made of this: presence, responsiveness, touch, connection. The steady message repeated night after night that says, "You are safe, you are loved, you are not alone." But there were still hard nights. Nights when her daughter wouldn't settle, when she woke every hour, when the woman felt so tired she thought she might dissolve into mist, might simply cease to exist. On one of these nights, sitting in the dark with her daughter finally asleep on her chest, the woman let herself cry. Soft, quiet tears that ran down her cheeks and landed on her baby's head, dampening the fine dark hair. "I don't know if I can do this," she whispered to the silence. "I don't know if I'm strong enough." And then, as if in answer, she felt it. The warmth of her daughter's body against hers, the rise and fall of breath, the tiny hand curled against her skin like a flower closing for the night. She felt the weight of her, solid and real, and she thought about all the mothers who had done this before her. All the women throughout history who had held their babies in the night, who had nursed them and rocked them and soothed them, who had done this work without electricity or modern medicine or any of the conveniences that made life easier. If they could do it, she thought, then maybe she could too. And in that moment, something shifted. The exhaustion didn't disappear. It was still there, heavy and real. But it changed. It became something she could carry because she understood that she wasn't carrying it alone. Across the world, right now, at this very moment, millions of mothers were awake. Millions of women were holding their babies, nursing them, rocking them, whispering to them in the dark. She couldn't see them, but they were there. In cities and villages and remote places she would never visit, women were doing exactly what she was doing. The same work, the same love, the same fierce determination to meet their children's needs, even when it was hard, even when the world told them they were doing it wrong. She thought of them now, these invisible sisters, and she sent them love across the darkness. And she imagined them sending love back to her, a web of connections spanning the globe, stronger than any isolation, brighter than any doubt. "You are not alone," they seemed to say. "We are with you. We have always been with you. This is what we do. This is who we are. We are the ones who hold the world together in the night, slowly, gradually, in ways that were almost imperceptible day to day, but undeniable when she looked back over months. Things began to change. Her daughter started sleeping for longer stretches. Not every night, not perfectly, but more. Enough that the woman started to feel less like she was drowning and more like she was swimming, tired but moving forward, making progress. And she realized that this shift hadn't come from any sleep training, any forcing, any attempts to change her daughter's natural rhythms. It had come simply from time, from development, from her daughter's nervous system maturing in its own perfect pace. The woman also changed. She learned to rest without guilt, to accept help without shame, to protect her boundaries without apology. She learned that she could be a good mother and still take care of herself, that in fact, taking care of herself was part of taking care of her daughter. She learned to trust her body's signals, to rest when she needed rest, to eat when she needed food, to move when she needed movement, to be still when she needed stillness. And she learned something that felt like a revelation, that this season of intense nighttime parenting, this time of constant closeness and frequent waking, was not forever. It was temporary. It was a chapter, not the whole book. And one day, maybe not tomorrow or next week or even next year, but one day, her daughter would sleep through the night, would sleep in her own bed, would not need her in quite the same way. And when that day came, the woman knew she would not regret the nights she spent holding her daughter. She would not regret the times she responded to her cries. She would only wish she had worried less, trusted more, enjoyed it more fully while it lasted. By the time her daughter was 3, something remarkable had happened. The woman looked at her child, no longer a baby, but a small person, full of opinions and laughter and curiosity, and saw someone who was deeply, fundamentally secure. Her daughter could play independently for long stretches, lost in her own imagination. She made friends easily, shared generously, showed empathy for others. She could handle transitions and changes with remarkable grace. And yes, she was independent, fiercely, beautifully independent. People would comment on it, surprised. "She's so confident," they would say. "So self-assured, you're lucky." But the woman knew it wasn't luck, it was love. It was consistency. It was the foundation built night after night, response after response, touch after touch. Her daughter was independent because she had been allowed to be dependent first. She was confident because she had learned that the world was safe, that her needs would be met, that love was not conditional on being easy or convenient or sleeping through the night. And the woman also noticed something else. Her daughter still came to her sometimes at night. Not every night, but some nights, when she had a bad dream, when she was sick, when she just needed to feel close. And the woman welcomed her always, because she understood now that needing comfort is not weakness, that wanting closeness is not regression, that we all, no matter our age, need to be held sometimes, need to be reminded that we are not alone, that we are loved, that there is a safe place for us in this vast and sometimes frightening world. One evening, when her daughter was asleep and the house was quiet, the woman sat by the window and looked out at the moon. She thought about the baby she had been, left to cry alone in the dark. She thought about that small, desperate child who had learned that no one was coming, that her needs were too much, that she had to handle everything on her own. And she felt a wave of compassion so strong it nearly knocked her over. Compassion for that baby, for her younger self, for all the children who are still learning that terrible lesson tonight. She closed her eyes and sent love backward through time, back to that crying infant, back to that lonely child. "I see you," she whispered. "I see you, and you are not too much. You are exactly right. Your needs were real and valid and important, and I'm so sorry no one came. But I'm here now. I'm here, and I understand, and I will not abandon you the way you were abandoned." She felt something shift inside her chest, not dramatically, not like a dam breaking, but gently, like a knot slowly loosening, like a door opening onto a garden she didn't know existed. And she understood that by caring for her daughter, by responding to her cries, by keeping her close, she had also been caring for herself. She had been answering the cries of her own inner child, the one who had never stopped needing to be held. She had been healing a wound she didn't even know she carried. This is what they don't tell you about motherhood, she thought. They don't tell you that in raising your children, you are also raising yourself. That in healing them, you are healing yourself. That in choosing to do things differently, you are not just changing your child's future. You are changing your own past, rewriting the story, reclaiming what was taken, remembering what was forgotten. If you are listening to this now, in the middle of the night, or in the quiet spaces between your child's naps, know that you are part of this story too. You are part of the healing. Every time you pick up your baby when they cry, you are healing the world a little bit. Every time you trust your instincts over someone else's advice, you are reclaiming something that was stolen. Every time you choose connection over convenience, closeness over control, you are participating in something ancient and sacred and revolutionary, because the truth is, the world doesn't want mothers to trust themselves. There is too much money to be made from maternal anxiety, too much power to be gained from keeping women doubtful and afraid and dependent on experts. If mothers trusted themselves, if they understood that they already have everything they need to care for their babies, if they remembered that women have been doing this successfully for hundreds of thousands of years without sleep consultants or cry-it-out methods or rigid schedules, well, that would be dangerous. That would change everything. So they tell you that babies need to be trained, taught, controlled. They tell you that responding to your baby's needs will spoil them, make them dependent, ruin them. They tell you that good mothers produce good babies, and good babies sleep through the night by 3 months. And if your baby isn't doing that, then clearly you're doing something wrong. They tell you this, and they sell you products and programs and methods, and they make billions of dollars while mothers lie awake at night feeling like failures. But what if you rejected all of that? What if you decided to trust yourself, to trust your baby, to trust the ancient dance of mother and child that has been perfected over millennia? What if you decided that the way you're doing it, the holding, the nursing, the responding, the sleeping close, is not the problem but the solution? What if you decided that you are not broken, and neither is your baby, and that what you're doing in the night is not just good enough but beautiful, not just adequate but sacred? Let yourself feel that now as you sit here in the darkness or the half-light. Let yourself feel the truth of it settling into your bones like warmth, like rain soaking into dry earth. You are doing important work. You are building a human being's capacity for trust, for love, for security. You are teaching them that the world is a place where needs are met, where crying brings comfort, where they are valued and cherished, and never, ever alone. And you are also teaching yourself these things. Every time you respond to your baby, you are responding to the baby you once were. Every time you offer comfort, you are receiving comfort. Every time you choose presence over productivity, connection over control, you are healing something in yourself that you maybe didn't even know was wounded. This is the work. Not just the feeding and the changing and the soothing, though those things matter, but also the deeper work, the work of trusting, of opening, of allowing yourself to be changed by love, of letting go of who you thought you had to be and becoming who you actually are, a mother, a woman who carries the world in her arms and finds, to her surprise, that she is strong enough to hold it, that she has always been strong enough. That strength is not about powering through or pushing down or pretending you're fine. Strength is about softening, yielding, allowing yourself to be cracked open by love, and then choosing day after day, night after night, to stay open. As the months and years unfold, you will notice things. You will notice that your baby becomes a toddler, and then a child, and then eventually someone who doesn't need you in quite the same way anymore. They will sleep through the night. They will move to their own bed. They will go off to school and make friends and have experiences that don't include you. This is natural. This is right. This is what you have been preparing them for all along, not by forcing independence before they're ready, but by offering dependence until they don't need it anymore, by filling their cup so full that it eventually overflows into the world. And when that time comes, when they leave your bed and your arms and the tight circle of your protection, you will feel many things. Relief, yes, because you will finally sleep more than a few hours in a row, finally have your body back to yourself, finally not be needed quite so intensely. But also grief, because you will miss it. You will miss the weight of them sleeping on your chest. You will miss the soft snuffling sounds they made while nursing. You will miss the way they fit perfectly in the curve of your arm, the way their breath smelled sweet like milk, the way they reached for you in the dark with such absolute trust. You will look back on these nights, these long, difficult, exhausting, beautiful nights, and you will think, I'm so glad I did it that way. I'm so glad I trusted myself. I'm so glad I didn't listen to all the voices telling me to do it differently. You will think, those nights were hard, but they were also holy. They were sacred. They were some of the most important moments of my life, even though they felt so ordinary at the time. And you will carry something with you, something you learned in those dark hours, that you are capable of more than you imagined, that love is not just a feeling, but an action you take again and again, that your body knows things your mind doesn't, that you are connected to something larger than yourself, to all the mothers who came before you and all the mothers who will come after, to the cycles of nature and the rhythms of the earth, to the deep, eternal work of caring for life. So rest now, if you can. Let your body be heavy. Let your breath slow and deepen. Feel the weight of your baby against you, or beside you, or somewhere in the house sleeping peacefully. And know that you are doing well. You are doing better than well. You are doing exactly what you need to be doing, exactly what your baby needs you to be doing, exactly what the world needs you to be doing, even if the world doesn't know it, even if the world doesn't thank you, even if the world keeps trying to sell you solutions to problems you don't actually have. You are not the problem. Your baby is not the problem. The problem is a world that has forgotten how to honor mothers, how to support them, how to recognize that the work they do in the night is the most important work there is. More important than any job, any career, any achievement that gets celebrated in the daylight. Because what you're doing is building the future, one night at a time, one response at a time, one moment of connection at a time. The world will not give you a medal for this. There will be no LinkedIn badge that says nursed baby to sleep 5,000 times or responded to every cry for 3 years straight. No one will throw you a parade or give you an award or even, in most cases, notice what you've done. But your baby will know. Your baby's body will remember. And the person they become, confident, secure, capable of love, capable of trust, capable of moving through the world with the knowledge that they belong here, that they are wanted, that they are enough, that person will be your reward. And maybe, if you're lucky, they will do the same for their own children one day. Maybe they will hold their babies close and nurse them through the night and respond to their cries. And they won't agonize over whether it's right or wrong, because they will have learned from you that it is simply what love looks like, what connection looks like, what caring for another human being looks like. Maybe they will break the cycle completely. These children raised with responsive care. These children who were never left to cry alone. Maybe they will build a world that honors mothers instead of exploiting them, that supports families instead of fragmenting them, that understands that the bonds between mother and baby are not something to be severed, but something to be celebrated, protected, held sacred. The moon is setting now or rising, depending on what hour you find yourself in. The darkness is either deepening or beginning to soften at its edges. Time passes strangely in these nighttime hours, sometimes crawling, sometimes flying, sometimes seeming to stop altogether, as if you've slipped outside of time entirely into some liminal space where only you and your baby exist, suspended in a bubble of quiet intimacy. This is the space where magic happens, not the fairy tale kind of magic, but the real kind. The kind where transformation occurs so slowly you don't notice it until suddenly one day you realize you are not the same person you were when you started this journey. You are stronger, softer, more open, more grounded. You have discovered reserves of patience you didn't know you possessed. You have learned to function on less sleep than you thought possible. You have learned that you can be tired and still show up, still love, still care, still be present. You have learned what it means to put someone else's needs before your own, not in a martyring way that depletes you, but in a way that somehow, mysteriously, fills you up even as it pours you out. You have learned that the self is not a fixed thing, but a fluid thing, that you can expand to contain your baby without losing yourself, that in fact, you find yourself more fully in the act of caring for them. This is what the world doesn't understand, can't understand, because it measures worth in productivity and profit, in things that can be quantified and counted and put on a resume. But what you're doing can't be measured that way. You are creating something invisible and priceless, a sense of security that will last a lifetime, a template for relationships that will be replicated again and again, a foundation of trust upon which an entire life will be built. And when the morning comes, and it will come, it always comes, even on the nights when you think you can't make it one more hour, even on the nights when you cry in the dark and wonder if you're failing. When the morning comes, you will still be here, still holding your baby, still showing up, still doing the work that needs to be done. The sun will rise as it has risen every morning since the beginning of time, indifferent to your exhaustion, unconcerned with your doubts. And you will rise too, because that's what mothers do. They rise, they continue, they show up day after day, night after night, pouring themselves out like water, like light, like love made visible. And one day, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe years from now, you will tell someone else this story. You will tell another mother, another woman standing at the threshold between who she was and who she's becoming. And you will say to her what I'm saying to you now. You are not alone. You are not doing it wrong. Your baby is not broken, and neither are you. Trust yourself. Trust your baby. Trust the wisdom that lives in your body, in your blood, in your bones. You already know what to do. You have always known. So sleep now, if you can. Or rest, which is sometimes just as good, sometimes better. Let your eyes close. Let your jaw soften. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Let your breath slow and deepen and become a lullaby, become a prayer. Become a bridge between waking and sleeping, between day and night, between who you were and who you are becoming. Feel your baby's heartbeat against your chest, or their breath against your neck, or their small hand curled in yours. Feel the miracle of it, that you made this person, that you are keeping them alive, that you are teaching them how to be human by being human yourself, with all your imperfections and uncertainties and moments of doubt. Feel the weight of them, which is also the weight of responsibility, which is also the weight of love, which is also somehow lighter than air, buoyant as hope, lifting you even as it grounds you. Listen to the sounds of the night around you. Maybe it's silent, or maybe there's the hum of a fan, the distant sound of traffic, the wind moving through trees, the settling of your house as it cools, the bark of a dog somewhere in the neighborhood. These sounds are the soundtrack of your life now, the ambient music that plays beneath everything else, familiar and strange at once. Let them wash over you like waves, like breath, like the passage of time itself. And know this, deeply and truly, you are part of something ancient. The work you are doing connects you to every mother who has ever lived, every woman who has ever held a crying baby in the dark and wondered if she was strong enough, brave enough, good enough. They are all here with you now, these women, these mothers, your ancestors and your sisters, separated by time and geography, but united by this common experience of early motherhood. This initiation by fire and milk and sleeplessness and love so fierce it feels like it might crack you open. They are whispering to you across the centuries, across the darkness. Yes, this is how it's done. This is the way. Keep going. You're doing beautifully. We are so proud of you. There will be people who don't understand what you're doing, who look at you with pity or judgment or confusion when you talk about co-sleeping, about nursing through the night, about responding to every cry. They will tell you that you're making your life harder than it needs to be. They will tell you about sleep training methods that worked for them, about babies who sleep 12 hours straight at 8 weeks old, about children who were just fine being left to cry. They will tell you these things with the best intentions, believing they are helping you, believing they are offering solutions to a problem you must be having, and you can smile at them, thank them for their concern, and then gently, firmly, continue doing what you know is right. Because here's what they don't understand. You're not doing this because it's easy. You're doing this because it's true. Because when you hold your baby close, your body floods with certainty, with rightness, with a sense of alignment so profound, it feels like coming home. And when you try to do it the other way, when you try to put your baby down and walk away, when you try to let them cry, your body rebels, your nervous system screams. Every cell in your being says no, wrong, danger, go back, pick them up, make them safe. You can trust that response. You can trust it more than any book, any expert, any well-meaning friend or family member. Because that response is not coming from your thinking mind, which can be swayed by culture and conditioning and fear. It's coming from something deeper, older, wiser, from the part of you that knows how to grow a baby in your womb without conscious thought, that knows how to produce milk when your baby needs it, that knows how to wake up seconds before your baby cries because your sleep cycles have synchronized perfectly with theirs. This knowing is a gift. It's your birthright as a mother, as a woman, as a human being connected to millions of years of evolutionary wisdom. Don't let anyone convince you to ignore it, to override it, to replace it with some method invented by a man in the 1800s who believed children needed to have their spirits broken. Your baby's spirit doesn't need to be broken. It needs to be honored, protected, allowed to unfold in its own perfect time. And your spirit doesn't need to be broken either. It needs to be trusted, supported, given permission to do what it already knows how to do. Think about a seed planted in the earth. It knows how to grow. It knows when to send roots down and shoots up, when to unfurl its first leaves, when to reach toward the light. You don't have to teach it how to be a plant. You don't have to force it to grow on your schedule. You just have to provide the right conditions, soil, water, sunlight, time, and then trust the process. Your baby is like that seed. They know how to grow, how to develop, how to eventually sleep through the night and become independent. You don't have to force it, rush it, train it into them. You just have to provide the right conditions, warmth, food, comfort, connection, time, and then trust their own inner unfolding. And you are like that seed too. You know how to be a mother. Not perfectly, because perfection isn't the goal and isn't possible and isn't even desirable. But you know how to be your baby's mother, which is the only thing that matters. You know how to respond to their particular cries, how to hold them in the way that soothes them, how to read their cues and meet their needs. You're learning every day, getting better and better at understanding this small person who came from your body, but is also their own separate being. Give yourself credit for this learning. Give yourself grace for the mistakes, because there will be mistakes. Because you're human, and being human means being imperfect. Give yourself permission to trust the process, to believe that you and your baby are figuring this out together, that you don't need to have all the answers right now, that it's okay to be uncertain sometimes, to doubt sometimes, to feel overwhelmed sometimes. Those feelings don't mean you're failing. They mean you're awake, you're aware. You're feeling the full weight and beauty and terror of being responsible for another human life. They mean you care so much that it hurts sometimes. And that caring, that fierce and tender caring, is what makes you a good mother. Not whether your baby sleeps through the night, not whether you follow someone else's schedule or method, but the caring, the showing up, the doing your best even when you're exhausted, even when you don't know if what you're doing is right, even when everyone is telling you to do it differently. There's a word for what you're building with your baby in these nighttime hours, though it's a word that has been overused and misunderstood and sometimes weaponized against mothers. The word is attachment, but what it really means is this: a secure base from which your child can explore the world, a safe harbor they can always return to, a sense deep in their bones that they are loved, that they belong, that they are worthy of care. You build this attachment not through grand gestures or perfect parenting or never making mistakes. You build it through small, repeated moments of connection, through responding when your baby cries, through being there when they need you, through showing them again and again and again that they can count on you, that you will come, that they are not alone. Some people worry that this will make children dependent, clingy, unable to function without their parents. But the research shows exactly the opposite. Children who are securely attached, who had their needs met consistently in infancy, who were held when they needed holding, who were responded to when they cried. These children become the most independent, the most confident, the most capable of healthy relationships later in life, because they learned early in the wordless language of the body that the world is safe, that people can be trusted, that reaching out brings comfort, that needs get met, that they are valued, cherished, important, and armed with that knowledge, that foundational security. They can do anything. They can take risks, try new things, handle setbacks, navigate challenges, because they know, without having to think about it, that they have a secure base to return to if things get hard, if they need comfort, if they just need to feel close to someone who loves them. This is what you're giving your baby when you hold them through the night. Not dependence, but the foundation for independence. Not clinginess, but the security that allows for exploration. Not weakness, but the strength that comes from knowing you are loved exactly as you are, without having to perform or achieve or be anything other than yourself. And here's something else that nobody talks about enough. You're giving this gift to yourself too. Every time you respond to your baby with warmth and patience, you're reparenting yourself. You're showing your own inner child, the one who maybe wasn't responded to, who maybe learned that needs are shameful, who maybe still carries the wound of those early abandonments. You're showing that child that things can be different, that love doesn't have to be conditional, that needs are normal and healthy and deserve to be met. This is deep work, sacred work, healing work. It's not just about your baby. It's about breaking cycles, about choosing to do things differently, about reclaiming something that was lost. And it's hard work, yes, because you're working against years of conditioning, against cultural messages that tell you to be independent and self-sufficient and never need anything from anyone. You're working against your own history, your own wounds, your own learned patterns of shutting down and pushing away and pretending you're fine when you're not. But every night that you choose differently, every time you reach for your baby instead of leaving them to cry, every moment you allow yourself to be vulnerable and open and responsive, you're rewiring something. In your brain, yes, but also in your heart, in your body, in some deep core part of yourself that has been waiting, maybe for your whole life, for permission to be soft, to be tender, to need and be needed without shame. This is the transformation that happens in motherhood when we let it, when we don't fight it, when we allow ourselves to be changed by it. We become more of who we actually are, not the armored, defended version we constructed to survive in a world that doesn't always feel safe, but the true version, the version that knows how to love without holding back, how to be vulnerable without collapsing, how to be strong and soft at the same time, like water, like trees that bend in the wind but don't break. As you sit here in the darkness, feel into your body now. Notice the places where you're holding tension, your jaw, your shoulders, your belly, your hands, and gently, gradually, see if you can soften those places. Breathe into them. Imagine your breath as warm honey, flowing into every tight spot, every clenched muscle, every defended place, and softening it, melting it, allowing it to release. You don't have to be so tense. You don't have to hold yourself so tightly together. You can soften. You can let go. You can trust that you won't fall apart if you relax, that in fact, you'll be stronger, more resilient, more capable when you're soft than when you're rigid. Feel the earth beneath you, supporting you. Whether you're sitting on a bed, a chair, a floor, feel how solid it is, how it holds you without effort, without complaint. You don't have to hold yourself up. The earth is doing that. You can let yourself be held, can let yourself rest in the knowledge that you are supported, not just physically, but in so many ways, by the women who have walked this path before you, by the web of connection that links all mothers across space and time, by the love you feel for your baby, which is also the love the universe feels for you. Take a deep breath now, and another, and another. Let each breath be a reminder. You are alive. You are here. You are doing this, and you are not alone. Sometimes, in the depths of exhaustion, you might forget why you're doing this. You might forget that it matters, that it's important, that it makes a difference. In those moments, remember this. Every baby who is responded to, every child who is held, every small being who learns that the world is safe and love is real, they carry that forward. They carry it into their friendships, their relationships, their own families someday. They carry it into the world, spreading it like light, like seeds, like ripples on water that move outward in ever-widening circles. You are not just raising your baby. You are shaping the future. You are participating in the healing of the world, one small act of tenderness at a time. And that matters. It matters more than you might ever know, more than you might ever be thanked for. But it matters nonetheless. The world needs people who were loved well as babies. The world needs people who learned early that connection is possible, that trust is real, that needs can be met with compassion instead of judgment. The world needs people who can regulate their emotions because they were co-regulated as infants, who can form healthy relationships because they had a template for what healthy attachment looks like, who can be both strong and vulnerable because they learned that those qualities are not opposites but complementary, like two sides of the same coin. You are raising one of those people. You are creating, with your body and your time and your presence, a human being who will be capable of love, of connection, of contributing something beautiful to the world. That is not small work. That is not insignificant. That is, in fact, the most important work there is. And on the nights when it feels like too much, when you're so tired you can't think straight, when you wonder if you're going to make it, remember that you're not supposed to do this alone. Humans didn't evolve to raise babies in isolation, in nuclear families, with one parent doing all the nighttime care. We evolved in communities where many adults helped, where babies were passed from person to person, where new mothers were supported and fed and allowed to rest while others took care of everything else. You deserve that support. You deserve help. And if you don't have it, if you're doing this alone or mostly alone, if you don't have a village, if you're in a culture that expects you to just figure it out and get on with it, then please know that the difficulty you're experiencing is not your fault. It's not because you're weak or incapable. It's because you're trying to do something that was never meant to be done alone. So reach out, ask for help, even when it's hard, even when you're not sure how. Call a friend and say, "I'm struggling." Join an online group of mothers who understand. Find a postpartum doula if you can afford one, or a neighbor who can hold the baby for an hour while you shower and eat and breathe. breathe. Accept offers of meals, of housework, of any little thing that might ease your load even slightly. And if you can't find that support, if you're truly alone in this, then please be gentle with yourself. Lower your standards for everything except the essentials. Keeping your baby fed and safe and loved, and keeping yourself alive and as okay as possible. Everything else can wait. The dishes, the laundry, the thank you notes, the returned phone calls, the perfectly clean house. None of that matters right now. What matters is you and your baby, surviving and connecting, making it through one day and one night at a time. There's a prayer, an invocation, a spell that mothers have whispered to themselves for generations in the darkest hours of the night. It goes like this: this too shall pass. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Say it now if you need to. Say it like a mantra, like a lifeline, like a promise. This too shall pass. The sleepless nights will pass. The constant feeding will pass. The feeling that you're drowning, that you've lost yourself, that you'll never be okay again, that will pass too. Not tomorrow, maybe not even next month, but eventually, gradually, in ways you won't notice until you look back and realize that somewhere along the way, things got easier. Your baby started sleeping longer. You started feeling more like yourself. The intensity lessened. The desperation faded, and you found yourself on the other side of this threshold in a different chapter, with different challenges, but also more space, more breath, more ease. This too shall pass, and when it does, you will miss parts of it. You will miss the smallness of your baby, the way they fit perfectly against your chest, the sweet milk smell of them, the complete and utter dependence. You will look at photos from this time and feel a complicated mix of emotions, relief that it's over, but also nostalgia, also a kind of tender grief for the baby who no longer exists, who has grown into a toddler or a child, who is still yours, but is also increasingly themselves, increasingly separate, increasingly moving out into the world. This too shall pass, which is both a comfort and a heartbreak, both a promise and a loss. So even as you long for it to get easier, even as you count down the nights until your baby might sleep longer, even as you fantasize about a full night's sleep, try also to be here now. Try to notice the small, perfect moments within the difficulty. The way your baby's hand curls around your finger, the soft sound of their breathing, the warmth of their body, the miracle of their existence, the fact that you made this person, that you are keeping them alive, that you are the center of their universe in a way you will never be again. Try to hold both truths at once, that this is hard and that this is precious, that you want it to end and that you'll miss it when it does, that you're exhausted and that you're also experiencing something profound, something sacred, something that is changing you in ways you won't fully understand for years. The night is wearing on, or maybe it's almost over. Maybe the sky is beginning to lighten at the edges, that first pale hint of dawn that means you've made it through another night. That morning is coming, that the world is about to wake up and resume its usual noise and rush and chaos. In a little while, you'll need to get up, to start the day, to do all the things that need doing. But for now, for these last few minutes of darkness, you can just be. You can just breathe. You can just feel your baby's warmth against you or near you, and know that you are doing enough, being enough, loving enough. Let yourself rest in that knowing. Let it seep into your bones like warmth, like light, like the first drops of rain after a long drought. You are enough. Exactly as you are, with all your doubts and fears and imperfections and moments of wanting to run away or give up or just sleep for 3 days straight, you are enough. Your baby doesn't need you to be perfect. They need you to be present. They need you to be responsive. They need you to be real, messy, human, trying your best. And you are. You're trying your best. You're showing up night after night, even when it's hard, even when you're exhausted, even when you don't know if you're doing it right. That trying, that showing up, that commitment, that's what love looks like. Not the romantic, easy love of movies and songs, but the real love, the daily love, the love that chooses and chooses and chooses again, the love that says, I will be here for you. I will meet your needs. I will not leave you alone in the dark. This is the love that changes the world. This is the love that heals trauma and breaks cycles and builds secure, confident, capable humans. This is the love that your baby will carry with them for their entire life, shaping every relationship they have, every choice they make, every moment of connection or vulnerability or reaching out for help. You are giving them this love right now, in this moment, whether you realize it or not. So as you prepare to let sleep come, if it will come, or to simply rest in the waking if sleep won't arrive, carry these words with you like a lullaby, like a blessing, like a compass to guide you through the dark. You are a good mother. You are doing important work. Your instincts are trustworthy. Your baby is not broken, and neither are you. The night will end, and the morning will come, and you will still be here, still showing up, still loving, still being exactly what your baby needs. All around the world, mothers are awake with you. Mothers are holding their babies. Mothers are nursing and rocking and soothing and singing. Mothers are tired and strong and tender and fierce. You are one of them. You belong to this ancient lineage of women who have done this work since the beginning of human time. They are with you. They are supporting you. They are surrounding you with invisible arms, invisible love, invisible strength. You are not alone. You have never been alone, and you will not fail, because there is no way to fail at love, no way to fail at showing up, no way to fail at caring. The only failure would be to abandon yourself, to stop trusting yourself, to let the world convince you that you're doing it wrong when every cell in your body is telling you that you're doing it right. Listen to your body. Listen to your baby. Listen to the still, small voice inside that knows, that has always known, that will continue to know even when you doubt it. That voice is wiser than any expert, any book, any method, any well-meaning but misguided advice. That voice is your connection to the divine, to the earth, to the long line of mothers stretching back through time. That voice will never lead you astray. Close your eyes now, if you haven't already. Feel the weight of your eyelids, heavy as curtains, soft as petals. Feel your breath slowing, deepening, becoming the rhythm of waves on a shore, the rhythm of wind in trees, the rhythm of your baby's breath mingling with yours. Feel yourself drifting, floating, suspended between waking and sleeping, between effort and surrender, between who you were and who you are becoming. You are safe. Your baby is safe. The night is holding you both in its dark embrace, like a mother herself, like the first mother, like the mother of all mothers. Rest in that embrace now. Let it support you. Let it carry you into whatever sleep might come, or into the gentle waking rest that is sometimes just as renewing, just as necessary. Tomorrow you will wake, and you will continue. You will feed your baby and change their diaper, and probably worry about something, and definitely feel tired, and hopefully also feel moments of joy, of wonder, of overwhelming love. You will do all the things that mothers do, the seen and unseen work, the celebrated and uncelebrated labor, the sacred and the mundane woven together so tightly they're impossible to separate. But for now, in this last moment of night, in this threshold space before the world demands anything from you, rest. Let yourself be held. Let yourself be loved. Let yourself believe, even if just for a moment, that you are doing beautifully, that you are exactly what your baby needs, that you are enough. Because you are. You always have been, and you always will be. Sleep now, dear mother. Sleep and know that you are loved. The end and the beginning and the eternal now, where mothers and babies have always met, will always meet in the sacred darkness of the night.